What's up, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. Duga, coming at y'all with another video, man. And today, man, I'm going to talk about, some NBA news that took place today. Apparently, now the New Orleans Pelicans are receiving phone calls on behalf of trading Anthony Davis. It's something that obviously he made it well known during the season, during this season. But, it was some speculations that since the Pelicans won the draft lottery, which everyone assumes that they're going to take Zion Williamson, that maybe Anthony Davis would, recall off everything and be like, you know what, I'm going to stick around and see if we can make this thing through. Apparently, that's not the case. Anthony Davis still want to get out of New Orleans, out of the state of Louisiana, and never look back. You feel me? As far as for New Orleans, man, if I was them, the first phone call I would make would be to the New York Knicks. They got the number 3 pick in the draft. Obviously, that pick would most likely be R.J. Barrett, where you compare him back up with his Duke teammate and close friend Zion, and you'd have a nice little 1-2 punch going forward, along with Drew Holiday. And I would probably add a guy, see if I could get Dennis Smith Jr. out of the deal. And I think the Knicks have a good bit of future first-round picks, and see if you could get a bunch of those picks from the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Where as opposed to the Lakers, man, they in the Western Conference, so you don't really want to trade them to the West. Then they got the number 4 pick, which apparently in this year's draft, it's a big drop-off from the top 3 to the rest of the draft. Not to mention, yeah, you could get a player like a Brandon Ingram, you know what I'm saying, or a Kyle Kuzma, but those guys like Kuzma, he's solid, but Ingram, he has like a blood clot in his arm issue, and I don't know, man. I don't think you really want to send him over there to the Lakers, man. But as far as Anthony Davis is concerned, man, I hope you know what you're getting into, man, because obviously in New Orleans, I ain't gonna sit there and act like New Orleans done a great job since you've been there. They haven't, you feel me? But I mean, they made a big blockbuster trade to get DeMarcus Cousins, who, as during that point when the Pelicans made the trade, was arguably the best big man in basketball. So you paired him up with another all-star, a first-team All-NBA type of player, which the following year, the Pelicans was rolling, then he had an Achilles injury. And the Pelicans made it to the playoffs, made it into the second round, and even though the series ended at 5, it was a competitive 5-game series with the Warriors. So, it was something to build on. They swept Portland in the first round, who, this year made it to the Western Conference Finals. And, this year they had DeMarcus Cousins decided to leave, and they had some injuries. Rondo decided to leave, and they had some injuries. So it was a bad type of year. I feel like, he could have stayed over there, not in with them getting Zion. Maybe you build something, but, in his case, he wants to leave. Anywhere you go besides pretty much the Warriors right now, like, it ain't no guarantee you gonna do better over there than you did in New Orleans. I know, like you say, if you go to the Lakers, it's always him and LeBron, but that organization is a mess. Then the Lakers would obviously have to gut pretty much most of their roster just to get him over there. Now you have LeBron, AD, and who else? You know what I'm saying? In the Western Conference, by the way, whether Durant stays or not, the Warriors are still over there. Houston is still a pretty solid team. Other teams, Portland, OKC, Denver, these are still solid teams. So my thing is, if you want to leave, you got to make sure you go further than the second round wherever you go. And anything short of you getting traded to the Golden State Warriors, where are you going to go where you're guaranteed that that's going to happen? So my thing to AD, man, is I understand. Like I said, I'm not going to sit there and act like New Orleans did the perfect job while you was there. But, I mean, be careful with what you getting into, man. Like, sometimes the grass ain't always green on the other side, yo. And you requesting this trade for your sake. I hope you end up advancing in the playoffs, because if not, it's gonna look really bad. You already made yourself not as likable of a player as you was before all this happened. But you know, we're going to see what happens for him. And if I'm New Orleans, you got to make sure you get everything out of him for him as possible, yo. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go and give me a subscribe, man. I'm going to have NBA content, man, throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Let's go Heat.